As I investigate stores and products, I keep an eye out for good stores that I can recommend to you guys. One of such stores that I've found is this store, a store called Cadogan. Now, there's one caveat that I'm going to talk about this store. So I'm kind of 80% recommending them, 80% there that they're a good store. But I'll tell you why in a few minutes. One of the ways that these stores show credibility is through reviews and testimonials. If you've gone through any of the videos that I have made or gone through any of the stores in those videos, one thing you realize is that they always have reviews and they always have testimonials. There are actual tutorials of making e-commerce stores that recommend you always have reviews and testimonials. Why? Because if you as a viewer go onto any one of these stores, think about the last store you shopped at. One of the things that gave you confidence to shop there is what? It's the reviews you saw of other customers. In fact, the demand for reviews are so much that now you can literally import reviews from other websites to your own e-commerce website in order to give yourself credibility. Now, if you are a well-established store and you're large enough, another way to do this is through press releases. Pro tip, many of these press releases are actually paid for, they're sponsored. And if you look very closely at the very top, you'll probably see a sponsored tag. And you'd probably think it's just one of these smaller publishers. But not so. Some of the largest publishers I'm talking Forbes, New York Times, Washington Post, many of these have sponsored posts. And when you read them, because the grammar is usually bad. It sounds like a fluff piece. Now, Catagon uses some of those press releases. Now, Catagon as a store itself focuses again on men's fashion jackets and men's fashion hoodies. They are one of my favorite stores. I've actually bought one item from there, a hoodie. Now, the hoodie is called the Amara hoodie. It's very well styled. As you can see here, it's supposed to be large, slightly larger than your average hoodie. But overall, I like the color and I like the fit. And it's one of the more comfy hoodies that I have right now. Unfortunately, I don't have it here, but it looks something like this. Now, that one is just a hoodie I picked up from somewhere else, but it looks very similar to that, and I like the general look and feel. It's supposed to resemble an acid wash usually found on jeans and denim. So this is the jacket from this store that I have tried before, and I like it. I love it, the hoodie. But they have other stuff. So one of the other things they have that I'm looking forward to trying are their jackets. So if I scroll down here, you see some of the jackets that they have. Let's go to their general jackets here. They have a bunch of leather jackets. Now, my favorite in all of these ones, again, I haven't bought any of these. The one I'm going to try, the one that I can afford it, is this one. The reason I have that statement there is it cost about $460, and the other one cost about 500 bucks. But if you look at this, you just fall in love with it. I like the leather here. It looks like quality leather. Now, when I read about this, they say it's Napa lambskin leather, which should be high quality leather. And then they also have a lot of good details. So for instance, this place that looks darker is actually made of suede. That reminds me of something we're making as well, leather slides. But that's a video for another day. Now, these ones look pretty good. So like I said, you have the suede here and on the arm here and down here. And we scroll down here. This is supposed to be a detailed page, but maybe on your screen this looks clearer. I can't see it very clearly. And then you come down here, you see the highlights. Every good design has highlights, right? Even this page we're looking at, the black and the greenish blue here. These are the highlight colors, and highlight colors are meant to highlight stuff, but they make the page pop out. They make your eyes are able to see something different from the general view, and that makes it seem beautiful in your head. So you have the same highlight colors here. You can see on the inner zip here, you can see the highlights there, and you can see it here in the inner lining as well. This is a better view of it. You scroll down here, you can see it here again in the inside of the zip, and this just gives it a kind of smooth, luxurious look and feel. So if I can afford this, I'm gonna get this. Another one that caught my eye is this one, this Maven. You scroll down, you see it has something very similar. I usually don't like logos very loud. Even in my own designs, I usually don't make my logos very large because I want the clothing themselves to stand out. And then somewhere there you'll find the logo. but the clothing is supposed to draw your eyes in first. You're supposed to love the outfit on the person before you consider the logo. But here, it works out pretty good. The logo actually adds some kind of flair, likely because of the way it's raised up. And you look down here, you see here they use blue. This is nice as well. And overall, the zippers, the buttons, everything in the detail makes it looks good. And of course, it costs 500 bucks, but overall, this looks good. So what's my drawback with this store? Everything looks okay from everything I just said. But if we scroll down here, you see this Modern Family, Vogue, People, Steve Harvey, Cadogan featured on. When I first looked at this, I thought it said as seen on, but featured on is slightly different. But when I saw this just out of curiosity, I decided I was going to Google it and see if I could find any articles from any of these publishers on them, and I just couldn't. So the first thing I looked for was just Cadogan itself. And while you see a few results about the company, you don't see enough. As you scroll down here, they start getting missing. You have their Instagram here, so check that out if you're interested. But everything else here just has to do with a hotel somewhere else and a few videos about them. And that's about it. Now, when I couldn't find anything there, I decided to do a search that says Cadogan Vogue. I went to Google and I searched Cadogan Vogue. And still there, I couldn't find any articles from Vogue about them. So I scrolled through again, still couldn't find anything. And so I went back to the Vogue website itself to search. And still, right, I still have it open here. Still, I couldn't find anything about them. The results were just random other, the hotel I saw before on the Google results. Here, we have something about wellness in a hotel as well. Here, a hotel as well. And down here, just other stuff. Nothing about the company itself. So could it be that someone wore one of their jackets in a Vogue shoot? That's possible. The other one they mentioned was People magazine, and I did the same thing. I searched Cadogan People. Cadogan People. Still the same thing. You scroll down here, you see a GoFundMe CEO Tim Cadogan. Apart from that, you don't see anything else about the company itself. So is this a big deal? I usually prefer that companies are as straightforward as possible about what they do and how they do it. However, in this specific case, maybe there's some explanation to it. I would reach out to this company, but it doesn't even seem worth it overall. Because again, I think that the company makes a lot of good stuff in terms of their clothing. This may be some kind of embellishment where either the items were used in a photo shoot or somebody mentioned them somewhere in a Vogue or in a People magazine article. That's possible. But maybe they weren't featured exactly. Should they have written things exactly the way they wrote them there? I'd say no. They even mentioned Modern Family there. So maybe in one of the episodes, they dressed someone in the episode. Someone wore one of their clothing. Either way, I think out of many of the stores that I've reviewed here, this is one of the perfect ones that you can buy from if you can afford it. If you can't afford the leather jackets, that's fine. It costs about 500 bucks. But check out some of their hoodies and check out some of their t-shirts. This is not a paid ad. And hopefully I can find some of the other lower priced ones. $100, $200 leather jacket manufacturers. The moment I do, I'll recommend them to you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.